All right. Welcome back to capitalcompetent.com. Got another update for you. Trying to be more consistent. New year, new goals. Trying to be more consistent for you guys. Trying to be there for you um, in this little journey of ours to try and get to $20,000 portfolio this year. Um, I've said it so many times these past couple videos. We have grown to $8,400 in 1 year. I want to push the pace a little bit, see if we can get to 20. If you want to join me in this endeavor, all it costs you is a subscribe click, okay? And then you adding $100 to your own portfolio and doing it yourself, okay? There's a lot of people on the internet, on the news that are going to try and scare you and say it's impossible to save for a house or it's impossible to save money. It's not, okay? They just want your attention and they want to be a scapegoat. You can absolutely save $20,000 in 2 years, okay? Um, and I will show you how to do that. All it costs is a subscribe. Join the team. I'll be giving an update at least once a month. I've been more consistent recently, um, but I'm going to be adding every week. Join the team. Start saving for yourself, and once you have $20,000, I mean, the world starts opening up. You can put down payment on a house, you can buy a car, you can start investing more, and you see really how easy it is through discipline and consistency that this really isn't that hard, right? But today's update is going to be about positions that have thrived for us. Um, Gold. I opened my big portfolio this morning and I saw, wow, gold, gold's doing really, really well. Came back to this portfolio and turns out we are up 46% on gold. And let's talk about that. When one of your positions is up almost 50%, I have liked to evaluate at 20, 25%, especially in a short amount. I'd say less than a year. If one of your positions is up 20%, you have officially beat the market. Do you sell or do you hold on? You have to have reasons for these things. I'm not going to teach you, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you to build your own process. I have mine that works for me, and it might be different for you. But a great place to start is to listen to people that have been in it. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do stuff. And it might work, it might not. That lesson is still valuable. It is still incredibly valuable because you see it. You see this track from 1,000 to 8,500. That's real money. I could pull out, I'm looking at buying another house. Okay, this is real money. And that's kind of what my goal is $20,000 for a new house. Maybe have to pay some taxes, expenses happen, but that's really the goal with this channel is to prove that this is not impossible. You don't have to pay someone a percentage of your savings when they don't even beat the market. And all they do is call up Fidelity for you. You can absolutely do all this yourself, but you have to be disciplined and consistent. If you don't want to do that, then obviously it's not up to you. But let's get into the video today. Gold is skyrocketing. Let's look at the portfolio. January 28th. Okay, 46.56%. It has made almost the same amount of money as my SPY, the biggest. Now, obviously, my biggest position. Now, obviously, if you've been watching my videos how much I love the S&P 500, and it's also a hedge, just like gold. My portfolio, the way that I build it, is off of the theory of America being the greatest country in the world. We have the best technology, best military, best geographical location. Our bordering countries cannot compete with us whatsoever. They rely on us. So we pretty much dominate our hemisphere. If you go over, China's probably the closest country to us, and they're still not really that close. They'll overtake us in 40, 50 years. But they've got bordering countries. They've got their own conflicts. They've got their own financial struggles. They're dealing with real estate crisis. They're turning to gold. They're one of the reasons why gold is going so high. So a quick run through. Always have SPY as a staple. In my big portfolio, it's over 80% just because I believe, and it's done so well. I'm up 19, 20% on that one, and that's a substantial amount of money. Um, Gold. Okay, gold has just been skyrocketing. And what's the reason for that? Do we sell gold? Do we sell? It's 12%. I like to keep it at 10, 10 to 20. Okay, it's in that range of, okay, this is doing really well. Do we sell? And then you look at my cash positions. I almost rarely keep cash this low. On all my other accounts, I have at least 10% just in case I need it. In this account, I really don't. And that's something that you got to take a look at. But how do you figure out when to sell or not? You got to understand the story behind it. Gold is seen as a hedge to US dollars. Obviously, the dollar is going down, right, in terms of its value, right? Inflation is crazy. Apparently, the Fed, I read something today, the Fed's printing $40 billion a month. Uh, that's a good amount, I would say. And gold is not the only hedge, but it's one that other countries can invest in directly. Another hedge to the US dollar is the S&P 500 and is real estate. If you don't have your purchasing power, your value in something that is other than cash, which if you put into a bank, it's only 3%, you get a return. The S&P 500 had experienced a 20% return. Now, some of that is from us growing, but most of it is from the value of the dollar going down. If they print more and more money and there's only a certain amount of gold, the gold to dollar ratio, if there's more dollars for the same amount of gold, obviously it's going to cost more dollars to buy one gold. It's as simple as that. Now, you have to use all this information for yourself. So if you built a portfolio, if you followed me all last year, you'd probably have around this to $10,000, which is a good amount of money. That's a great amount of money. Anything five figures is a really good amount of money. Now we're almost there. We're behind by about 1,000, around 1,600, right? But whenever you get to that five-figure mark, that's something where you can do something. I mean, that's power, that's purchasing power in the world. I mean, I live in a market where real estate is expensive, but I've also some friends of mine that are, for example, in Pennsylvania, they have a huge house and it's less than that. Some markets are just different. Some markets are just different. For a whole lot of house, it costs less more. If you moved up there, you could buy a reasonable size house. Now, where I am, there's not huge amounts of house per dollar. The price per square foot here is a lot higher than other countries. But the whole point is you can get to this level and you can also make money off your money. Now, we've sold some things that Tesla put um, at the middle of the year. That was, I think, $1,000 in a day. That is not going to be tracked in the just openness of it. And then Target's up 10%. All my top three, my big ones, and the only reason, or the only, I don't believe Tesla's price should be high. And I'm comfortable with having it being down. And then before August 21st, I know there's going to be some sort of pullback where this is going to make me some money. And if not, I'm just going to roll it because that's a conviction that I have. I believe that. And my point to you is number one, you can get to this. Okay. I mean, I say it all the time. I'm like a broken record. All it takes is consistency and discipline. Save $100 a week. You can be, I'd say 18 years old. I remember when I was 22, I was working three jobs. I had a main kind of job during the week that didn't pay much because I was just starting out. Then I had a weekend gig in the morning and then bartending at night. And I made like $1,000 a week doing that. Obviously, I had zero free time, but it is 100% possible. And that was $1,000 a week extra. That wasn't the main job, right? Um, but all of that went into my big account, and I was able to build it up to a substantial amount of money. We're not at six figures yet, but I'm looking to get there this year. And my whole purpose of this is you can absolutely do it. You do it yourself. And I'm going to try and that's going to be my main goal of every episode is to say, hey, subscribe to the channel, put in $100 a week, and after an amount of time, you'll see this. You'll see this, right? You see these big blips that we've had from big hitters, but the main point is gold. Let's talk about it. Do we sell it? I don't think so. I'm not, I like where it is right now. I don't need a ton of cash in this portfolio because all I'm doing, I like where Duolingo is. That's a risky one. I actually don't, I want that to go down in terms of my percentage of the portfolio, right? I don't like how I have overexposure. I'd like to buy more Take Two and I'd like to buy Netflix. So I don't really need cap. I might move some of this into that, right? But these are just management things that you have to come with time. You have to understand why you've bought the things that you've bought. And I will always tell you my big three. I have a strong belief in those big three. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just stuff that works for me, my personal opinion. It might not work for you. You might not be comfortable having this much, right? This is what comes with it. You're competing against either the S&P 500 or the risk-free rate. If you have $10,000 you put in a bank, you only get 3% a year. I don't like 3%, so I'm risking it in the market, and this is my conviction. The other 30% of this portfolio is gambles. I mean, it really is. It's really gambles. Now, some gambles are riskier and some aren't, but I'm super comfortable with my Tesla put because I just don't believe in the price. I believe in the company, but I don't believe in the price. I think it's worth 300 billion, not 1.5 trillion. It's ridiculous. And that's I'm willing to lose this much betting on that. But with gold, I think when it looks at, Russia, China, their real estate markets aren't great, so they have money that they got to put somewhere, and the obviously it's not good to hold US dollars right now. So where else are you going to put it? Gold and other assets like gold. Silver's up 122%. I mean, everyone's trying to store their value, right? And if you if you create value for yourself, aka working hard, expanding your skills, you'll be able to save up. But once you got a huge amount of money, right, you have to find places to store your value. And right now, gold is the hot commodity. And I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not going to sell it. I might trim it a little bit to get it to like 10%, but I'm not going to sell it. I like where gold's at. But all these videos are for you as an investor is that you don't need anyone else to do this. You can absolutely make these decisions yourself. And, you're going to get anxiety sometimes. You're not going to win every time, right? But it's always a learning lesson. Typically, if you're under 25, right, it's okay to make mistakes. I've lost a ton of money before, but look where I am, right back here, because I know it's possible. Build these skills, stay consistent, and you will be incredibly wealthy. It's just that simple. Don't spend it on stupid stuff. Now, I'm not saying I'm not perfect. I've spent money on horrendously stupid stuff, right? But I got that out of my system. I know how stupid that is, and I know what's possible with large amounts of money. And how do you get to large amounts of money if you have none? Consistency. Don't buy courses, don't do anything. Just be consistent. Save $100 a week. It's absolutely possible. And I'll show you, right? Hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon. I might not post for a month, but when I do, you can go on your YouTube and, enjoy all the videos that YouTube has. YouTube's a beautiful platform. That's part of Google, which is in the S&P 500. But it's once a month at least, you're going to see my name pop up, and then I'm going to be like, "Hey, did you put your $105 in a week?" Okay, then you should be doing well. And I'll give you updates on the management side throughout the videos if you like to stay, but just clicking in. The value in that is, believe it or not, it's worth this right now. So I'm pretty much handing you $8,400 a year. And then I'll show you get to 20,000. And then I'll show you how to get to 50,000. And then I haven't gotten 100,000 yet, but that's going to happen. And these skills that I'm slowly building, you're going to build with me. And we're all going to grow together because a rising tide raises all boats. That's why I've been successful in my business, is because all I do is support my teammates. That's all I do. That's how you truly grow. You can't do this alone. You have to support each other. So join the team and let's grow together. And then once this account gets to 20,000, I might take it out and go real estate route. But this videos will always be there and we could start over, right? That's the true value in this is consistency, discipline, subscribe. It costs you nothing. It's 2 clicks and you'll be happy. I promise. Okay. Thank you for watching. A rising tide raises all boats. I'll check in with you later.